Can you feel it? Can you? Can you feel it? I can feel it. I can feel the crazy energy that's around the channel right now, thanks to the tie-up with Shoe Butter and the Butter movement. It's insane. I honestly, it's goosebumps. It's you know, hair standing up on the back of your neck, seeing one of the rarest sneaker collections in the world. I mean, there are sneakers in there that are one of ones, and it's amazing that Shoe Butter is dropping that content on my channel. But I don't want to labor the butter movement point. We talk about butter movement stuff at the end of the video. I will chuck up the playlist, bing, there, if you want to check out that rarest sneaker collection in the world. Go for it. Check out the playlist. But we do say at the channel, I do say, you know, keep the sneakers first, and we'll come back to the butter movement stuff later. So for now, let's check in on these sneakers today. And what we're looking at is the Nike Air Force 1 Clot Royale University Blue Silk, which is a heck of a name for a shoe. There's an awful lot going on in there. So we'll start with the Air Force 1 part of it, then we'll look at the Clot part of it, and then we'll look at the upper and the silk part of it when we're in this video today. And I'm really thrilled to be able to bring it to you. What is it today? It's like it's October 22nd, I think, today. And it's almost a year to the day since I started my channel. Yes! A whole year. It's not a year of daily drops. I started doing daily drops in December. But it's a year, almost a year to the day of the channel. And one, in fact, it might have been, now that I think about it, I did make a point when I was researching this shoe of saying that one of the very first sneakers I reviewed for this channel was the Nike Air Jordan 13 Clots, which dropped at the end of 2018. And actually, now that I think about it, that might have been the very first of the daily drops, was those Clots. Which is kind of an interesting little tie-up, because the day after tomorrow is the 1 year anniversary of this channel. I'm really thrilled to have been able to bring you guys content for a year. It's hard work, but I've done it, and I'm really thrilled about it. I'm really happy that I've been able to do it, and I'm really happy with the energy around the channel, thanks to Shoe Butter and the butter movement. So anyway, all that kind of butter movement stuff comes later. For now, let's get into this shoe, which is the Nike Air Force 1 Clot Royale University Blue Silk. This is a Tokyo Butter 23 sneaker channel. Tokyo Butter 23 sneaker channel is Mainichi Absurdo de Mainichi Mite Kudasai. Every single day, I bring you content from Tokyo, Japan about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker news, sneaker reviews, and plus alpha. I'm adding that onto my list of things that I do, because these days, you know, you get Shoe Butter involved and everything goes crazy. It's creativity central around here, and we're trying to do some interesting things with the channel. And if they're a boo-boo, who cares? Let's just be creative and see what happens. But if they're a hit, yes, thank you very much. Let's do that. So we're going to play around with the channel a little bit, be a bit creative with it, see where things go, and it's going to be real fun to enjoy this ride between Tokyo Butter 23, Shoe Butter, and the butter movement. But before we do actually get into that sneaker that I'm talking about and having a look at these Clots, it's the start of a YouTube channel, and every single YouTube, it's not the start of a YouTube channel, it's the start of a YouTube video. And every single YouTube video starts off with a little, can I have a subscribe, please? And I'm no different. I need subscribers. I want subscribers, and I'm getting subscribers. And the subscribers are helping the channel to grow and helping things kick off and into the future. And if you want to get on in the OG squad with building this channel, then hit that subscribe button down below and help us as we push on past the 800 subscribers mark. And as I am here in Tokyo, Japan, I say at the start of every single one of my videos, like every single one of my videos, Toroku yoroshiku onegai shimasu. 800人以上ね、登録してくれた方に800人以上になりましたので、ありがとうございます。まだ登録してない人、まだ登録してない方にぜひ登録よろしくお願いします。Okay, now let's have a look at these guys. I said we look at it in three parts, the Air Force 1 part, the Clot part, and then the upper, gosh, what's it called now? It's the University Royale Blue Silk upper. Which is a heck of a mouthful. So yes, Air Force 1s, I've been reviewing them a lot. Full disclosure, I've never owned a pair. I've never owned a pair of Air Force 1s. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason why I've only ever owned one pair of Jordan sneakers in my life, and there's a reason why I've never owned a pair of Air Force 1s. And I'm not going to bore you with that, but I am going to tell you that there's a link in the description down below about why I had never owned a pair of Jordan sneakers. And if you're interested in that, go ahead and have a look at that. If not, let's get on with having a look at these Air Force Ones. I personally am a huge fan of Air Force Ones. I think they're very cool. They do play with the upper a little bit, and in recent times they've played with them in some pretty interesting ways. For example, what the LA, which I'm going to go with, like, if 50% is like, yeah, whatever, and anything lower than that is don't like, and anything higher than that is like, you know. I would say maybe 60% on the what the LAs. I don't mind, you know, a little bit of change up between the left and the right shoe. I'm kind of happy with that. I don't mind it. But sometimes if it goes a little bit too far, I'm not a huge fan. For example, what the New York. I didn't really like that. And I think it was to do with the orange coloring on there. And then there are other sneakers that have dropped recently that I wasn't a huge fan of. I love, you know, don't get me wrong. I love Nike Air Jordan 4s. They're my favorite silhouette of all time. But this year, I think they've missed the boat on Air Jordan 4, you know, with the anniversary, 30 years of the 4s. And one of the ones I didn't like was the tattoos. I was not a huge fan of the tattoos at all, with the white upper and the black kind of detailing throughout. So sometimes they get it wrong, I think. For me personally, you might disagree. For me personally, I think they get it wrong with when they put in too much effort on the upper. Now, looking at these clots, there's a picture behind me, I'm sure, of these clots with a close-up of the upper, and you can see the detailing there, and I'm like, yeah, I'm on the kind of yes side, and the reason for that is I do like it when an upper is a color and then the detailing is the same color on it, which we'll find out a bit later in the week when we look at a Louis Vuitton pair of sneakers. But the upper being blue and then the detailing in that kind of blue, it's a lighter blue, or it might even be white, but it complements the upper. It's not like a contrast, and I do like that. And in the case of these guys, the detailing on the upper is very Chinese, and it's kind of a sort of Chinese feel. There aren't Chinese characters, it's not Chinese writing, but the design of it is very Chinese feel, which is interesting with what's going on between the NBA and China right now. But anyway, we'll put that aside. The reason that this is a Chinese feel to it is because Clot is, I think, a Hong Kong-based firm, and Hong Kong is now a part of China. It wasn't for about 100 years or so. It used to be part of the UK, but then in 1999 that deal ended as it had been planned to end. It's not like China stole Hong Kong or anything, but the plan was that in 1999, or was it 97? It was actually 97, I think, that the UK had to basically give Hong Kong back to China, and they did. So now that Hong Kong is back being part of China, and Clot, I think, is a Hong Kong firm, then having this sort of China-inspired detailing in the upper does make sense. Speaking of that upper, there's two important things to know about it. One is that it's made of silk, which is pretty cool, and that in itself is you know, like a China thing. China's famous for silk, and the Silk Road back in history, where China would use this road to get silk out there and use it to sell silk around the world. So silk and China are synonymous with each other. And also, the other thing about the upper is that apparently, now yes, I'm talking to you, you need to tell me this in the comments down below. Apparently these guys have dropped before, and it was a bit like the Air Jordan 1 SBs that dropped earlier this year. There were two that the colors would fade, so it started off as, was it a Lakers color that faded to a Bulls color, and there was another one, I can't remember what the color fade was on there, but apparently these guys are the same, that the color will fade over time into something else, but I haven't been able to find out what that something else is. I've got a feeling what it is that the detailing itself will fade, whereas the upper will not, and that means that the detail will just become more pronounced, will pop more over time. That's what I think it might be, but I might be wrong, and if you know more about this than I do, tell me in the comments down below, and then I'll be able to grow and learn, which is one of my main goals for this channel. There was another thing that I didn't really know much about, was that the promotional materials for this showed the shoe in ice, and I'm sure I've got a picture behind me again here that shows you this shoe encased in ice. I'm not entirely sure what the point of that was. I don't know if it was just a cool idea, or if there's something about it that, the ice tie-up or something, that there's a reason for that ice, and I'd love to know. So again, let me know in the comments down below if you know. because I'd appreciate to know myself. And then the final thing about these guys that I want to hit on is that light gum sole outsole. I have been like super, mega, awesomely, crazily, unbelievably critical of gum soles in the past. I do not like it when a gum sole doesn't match the upper. I do, however, like it when the gum sole matches the upper, which was the case in, for example, the Ultra Boost 2019 Woodies that came out for the Toy Story 4 earlier this year. And so in the case of these guys though, the gum sole, I say, yeah, I actually quite like it, especially because it's kind of lighter. If it was a bit darker, I don't think it would match the upper of the shoe, but because it's lighter, I think it's a yes, and I think it's pretty cool. So with that being said, that's enough about these shoes. I hope you guys are interested in that. It's great for me to be able to bring you a Clot collaboration, you know, at this sort of a momentous occasion when the channel is moving from being, you know, into its second year of existence. I have the real urge to sort of turn into like a sort of wartime politician from, you know, the World War II era. At this momentous occasion as the channel becomes 2 years old, I'm grateful to all of you out there who watch my content on a daily basis. And I'm not going to do that for much longer than that, but it was kind of fun to do it, and that's just the way we roll here at the Tokyo Butter 23 channel. So yes, the channel is growing. We're into our second year now. Shoe Butter and the Butter Movement is helping us grow tremendously. Appreciate that very much. Thank you, Shoe Butter. Thank you, Butter Movement. There are going to be drops coming soon. Some strange ones. There is a strange video that Shoe Butter's been working on about, you know, what our basketball players going to be wearing in the coming year. And it's a sort of like, look forward to what's coming and look back to what LeBron's worn before. So it's a real interesting mashup between the two. And there's also lost archive footage. Butter people, Butter Movement folks, we found some lost archive footage from a year ago. And I'm not going to say any more than that. Little teaser there, Butter Movement folks, if you've been watching this whole video. Little teaser that there's some lost archive footage coming your way that is over 2 years old from the original Butter Movement 1.0. So keep your eyes out for that. It'll be interesting to see. For now, though, it's time for me to sign off. I do appreciate you guys checking out my content every single day. And because I drop the content every single day, I get this sort of crazy look in my eye at the end of the videos. I come nice and close to you and I say very confidently that because I do this every single day, you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.